Hello there everybody, it is me XFreezerBunny and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video. Okay guys, so today we are speed building my first ever community lot in a while. I've been building a lot of residential homes lately, so I decided to try something different. And yeah, this venue is going to be called the train station for obvious reasons. Very creative, right? But I decided to give it just a really straightforward name so that it would be easier for people to find. Now, anyway, let me just give you guys a little bit of a disclaimer. I'm not the first one to think about this because I have seen a lot of people do train stations in the game. But I thought that it was a really good idea and I wanted to give it my own spin. So I decided to kind of make my own version of a train station venue for The Sims 4. So this concept basically plays a lot with the ability in The Sims 4 to enlarge the objects using the bracket keys. And that is one of my most favorite features. So that kind of plays on that. So yes, this does come with train cars that are resized to seem like they are life-sized, I guess. So basically the story that I was going with is that this train station used to be really important during the heyday of Oasis Springs, but eventually, like many other train stations and railway stations in the West, it got abandoned. As more motorways and roads got improved and got better, less and less people used train stations. So for decades, it has been left in this one corner to just rot away. And then eventually it was purchased and converted into a commercial lot. Very simple, straightforward story, but yeah, I think this is also a really strong reflection of the history. In the United States, a train station was a very important, or just the railway in general was really important as a means of connectivity. For such a large country, it's a very efficient way to get around. And especially like the movement of settlements towards the West. So yeah, I really kept a lot of the Western style of the building. So you guys will see it definitely belongs in the West. And by the way, the music that I use in this video is amazing. I don't know, it's very Western, it's very country. I have had that music on my library for a while now and I just really wanted to use it, and I'm just like, okay, building a Western style train station, that music will be perfect. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I really do think that it does kind of represent the atmosphere really well. So by the way, that music comes from YouTube. YouTube is generous enough to provide its creators with music for use in videos. And there we are, enlarging some train cars. I wasn't able to use the whole entire set because I believe the set comes with 5 different cars. I was only able to use 4 because the lot wasn't big enough, surprisingly. So I was able to use the main car, like I don't know what that would be called, the engine car. Then I was able to use the second blue one. I'm flipping it around here. So basically the one to the rightmost is the engine. The one after that, the blue one, is the passenger car, and then the red one to the back is the cargo car, and then the last one is the coal container type of thing. Please keep in mind that this build has been built using a lot of Move Objects cheat, so please turn on your Move Objects cheat prior to downloading this build, because if not, then some of the items might get deleted. Playing around with those trims which are so tricky to place, especially if you have like multiple levels, but I think they really kind of make it more, I think the trims make the building look more of like an institution. So I really liked to use those, and I've also incorporated some Victorian-esque details over here because that was kind of the heyday of the railway system in the West, I guess, because yeah, it was like during the Victorian/Edwardian period in the late 19th to early 20th century. So yeah, I'm putting a lot of effort on the exterior. And the interior, surprisingly, I kept it very simple. The bar does not have that many requirements. So yeah, and plus this venue is only a single floor. So yeah, it wasn't too crazy. That's why this build is also much shorter than my other builds. Usually I would go like almost 40 minutes. This is barely 30 minutes. It's like 20 minutes something. Okay, anyway. So yeah, pretty much there are two areas where you would go down from the train, if you guys get what I mean. Platforms, there we go. There's two platforms, of course, one to the left and to the right, and people going the opposite directions are going to use either one of the platforms, so that's why the train itself is kind of sandwiched in between the platforms. So yeah, once again, making use of my other favorite feature of the game, which is the ability to transfer lots from their placement and move them freely within the lot. So that's really helpful. In The Sims 3, you would have to demolish the building in order to move it, but in The Sims 4, it makes it a lot more easier. So yeah. Anyway, just positioning the train, I really wanted it to be like legit. You know, I wanted to look as realistic as possible. So I kind of played around with the proportions and things like that. Once again, making use of the enlargement tool, or like, I don't even know what it's officially called, but definitely one of my favorite features of the game. It gives us so much more opportunity to be creative. And as you guys can see here, I made a clock tower so that the passengers can keep track of time, make sure they are not late for their trip. So that's that. And yeah. Anyway, how have you guys been? October is approaching. I can't believe that it's gonna be October in like, wait a second. I'm recording this on the 30th, by the way, so I don't know. Time zones get really confusing because the Philippines, which is the country where I live, if you guys still don't know, we're ahead of you guys by like 12 hours or something. So technically, it's the 30th over here. Actually, no, it's October 1st already because it's the 30th for you guys. Spooky stuff just got released today. So the video is uploading. This one, I still have a bunch of editing to do and recording the video overview that it's going to have for the end of the video. So it's probably not going to come up until Friday. So I don't know why I'm telling you guys this, but anyway, this was a really fun build. This was probably the one build that I let loose with the ability to enlarge objects using the bracket keys. And I didn't just use it on the trains itself. I used it on cars because you guys can see I have a tarmac over here that's going to be a parking lot. And I used the bracket keys to actually place some actual cars there. Once again, not my idea. I'm just, you know, there's just a lot of really creative ideas from the community that it's very easy to be inspired. And I don't think there's anything wrong to be inspired by what other people do in the community. I think as long as you don't claim it as your own, which that's why I'm trying so hard to establish the fact that no, I didn't invent this system. I just got inspired from it. So yeah, adding in some planter boxes. These are going to be filled later on with some trees and with some shrubs and with some flowers because I did want to make it look very commercial. You know, this is a conversion of an industrial venue. So, I mean, usually commercial venues are more tailored, are more clean and well kept and stuff like that. So I tried to kind of like bring some of that cleanliness to it, I guess. So yeah, working on the interior, there's one main room and then there's like separate rooms for the toilets and stuff like that. And of course it's a bar, so the focal point of everything has to be this bar area, which is really fun. I wish there were some NPCs actually, because I guess they would probably add this in Get Together. Don't quote me on that because I don't know anything about Get Together. It's coming out in about a month, so can't wait for it. Please keep an eye on my review and on my Let's Play. And also, I'm just going to go ahead and plug myself. If you haven't seen my spooky stuff overview, it's already been out for a couple of days when this video is going to be uploaded, so please check it out as well. Anyway, Originally, I wanted to use these tiles that have like the yellow sunflower type of thing. I don't know, it's not even a sunflower, but it looks like a sunflower type of detail. But I did change that in the end, I believe, because I think it got a little bit overwhelming. I'm not sure though, maybe I didn't. We'll have to see. I feel like I might have changed it, so I don't know. But yeah, like I was saying, I really wish that we would have some more luxurious venues, I guess, because I remember way back in The Sims 2, which was so many years ago. Can you guys believe it? But way back in The Sims 2, you would have a podium for more expensive venues. And then it was a very good experience for me to play like as rich people, I guess, because I don't know, it's just, the thing is, the problem that I kind of want to point out is the fact that there's really not much difference between all the different venues other than the food that they offer and the kind of Sims. I wish each venue had a unique experience, is what I'm trying to say, but whatever. It's just, you know, I guess you would go to another venue to get some different food, and that's pretty much it. But I did try to place some counters over here in the center, but I realized that it was a little bit too big. I felt like it consumed too much space, so eventually I will be replacing that with a lot of tables. And seriously, I went crazy all out with tables and chairs for this one. There's like literally a lot. There's like seriously a crap ton of tables where the Sims can sit down, both on the inside and on the outside, because I kind of, like I said, I kind of wanted to look very realistic. And usually, realistically speaking, and I can say this because I'm an architect, these commercial buildings would go for as much seating as possible. That's why I kind of make it a point usually to put a ton of seating areas for you know, my commercial buildings. Anyway, and then we have a lot of liquor on display. I don't know why, but I somehow associate the West with a lot of drinking. I watch Rooster Teeth, which is another web, like, you know, like, I guess, channel. I don't want to call it a channel. I want to call it like just media in general, because Rooster Teeth is basically a channel on YouTube, but they have like multimedia presence. They have game development, they have animation, they have like basically a lot of things going on. I watched them and I somehow got the impression that they're from Texas. They're based from Texas. They're based in Texas, and I got the impression that they are enamored with drinking. I don't want to stereotypical. I don't want to go stereotypical on everyone, but yeah, so I kind of had their personalities in mind, you know, Michael, Gavin, who else, Gus, and all the other Rooster Teeth people, because, yeah. Funny thing is, sometimes when I do speed builds, I watch their podcasts, because the Rooster Teeth podcast usually lasts for like an hour or something, so it's kind of fun to listen to while working on these builds. When I was working on this build in particular, though, I was watching PewDiePie and Cinnamon Toast Ken's podcast, The Broken Podcast. I've watched all the podcasts. They had like 20 episodes or something, and I literally watched maybe 3 times all of the episodes, so it's really funny. But yeah, I did try to be consistent with the Western theme for the interiors, keeping in with the wooden color and stuff like that. You guys might have noticed that I did try to change the floor earlier, but I did end up keeping the one that I already placed at the beginning. And over here, I tried to clutter picture frames and stuff, but none of them seemed to be working. I didn't want to go over the top because I didn't want to take away any attention from the train station, which is, of course, the focal point of this whole build. So I did try to keep the furnishings minimal for both the interior and the exterior. You guys will see later on the landscaping is really, really simple as well. Nothing too crazy. Focus on the train. Plus, you know, it's a desert. Like, what else would you expect from a landscape? But I noticed from watching other people's builds that putting these condiments or like the salt and pepper containers on the table make it look more makes the venue look more commercial, I guess, like more of a public space. So I never put those a lot. I never use those like details a lot in my builds, but I was able to use them now. So yeah. And then over here, I am allocating some space for some coffee brewers, I guess, coffee makers, and yeah, coffee brewers. I literally am at a loss for words, but the funny thing is you guys will not see me place a TV and a stereo and a garbage bin because I totally forgot. I wasn't paying attention to the requirements of a bar venue. And I eventually placed those off camera though. So in the video overview, we'll see a flat screen TV and a stereo and all that good stuff that I missed, but nothing too crazy. The interior is pretty much exactly the same as it is, except for the addition of a TV and a stereo. And over here we have some bathrooms. The funny thing is we have 4 bathrooms. None of them have the sex specific doors, so any gender can use them because I'm just used to building like that. But the funny thing is that 2 of these bathrooms, the ones that are closer to the eating area of the bar, have huge windows that open to the outside, and that outside actually has some seating area, and then the other side has like the parking, which is hilarious because I'm just like, okay, this would be so freaking awkward to use if you want to pee or something. Like, this would be an absolute nightmare. But the thing is, the Sims really don't care. So yeah, and I did place a bunch of different clutter items on the toilet because I kind of feel like being creative, and I don't know, it just felt really good to make it look really, really realistic, but still keeping in my signature of making things very organized and coordinated. So literally, yeah, that's just how I do things, and each and every one of us has our own unique spin on things. So that's my own. And I think that's it for the interior. Really, really fast, really straightforward interior. This is the point where I was like, okay, I have some space on the outside. I might as well put some chairs, but I did place in some lights over here as well, just to give it some more lighting. I used the ignore gameplay unlocks entitlement sheet to use objects that you would normally have to unlock. For example, these lights that I used are exclusively unlocked through getting a high performance in the detective career, but the cheat that I used enabled me to use these lights how I wanted them to. So that's that. And yeah, I'm adding some more seating area outside. Personally, if I ever went to this bar, I would most likely sit outside because the weather in Oasis Springs kind of feels amazing. Very like Arizona, Colorado / California. That's just an assumption. I've never been to the States, but I'm assuming that that's kind of the whole idea that they had anyway. So especially at night, I could see people like after work, you know, grab a chair and then just grab a beer and some calamaris or something. Or some barbecues, because that's a very Western thing, right? So yeah, this is where I am making the parking slots, which the thing is, unfortunately, The Sims 4 does not have legit cars, but we have car models, which are toys or figurines, and we can enlarge them though using the bracket keys, which I am just so thankful for. Thank you so much to whoever thought of that. It really does help with all the limitations of the game. So yeah, the thing is, The Sims 4 has so many really good innovations, but it also has a lot of really annoying limitations. So I'm just like, come on, game, just, you can do better. You can do better. Like, seriously, if it had creative style plus open world, I would not complain. I wouldn't even complain about the toddlers, because, yeah, those might have been added in a later expansion pack anyway, but seriously, the open world and creative style are just, yeah. Because I'm pretty sure if you guys are familiar with my channel and have been following me all throughout these years, you guys know how much I love Create a World, and I don't think that Create a World will be a possibility in The Sims 4 anymore, because I don't know, it's just, I don't think that they could develop a program that, you know, could enable us a lot of freedom to be creative when it comes to the worlds. And I really hope that I'm wrong, though. Jinx me, please. I really hope that I'm wrong. But I did try to be creative, I guess, and just do things that are out of the box. So I did place some palm trees over here to kind of match with the surrounding venues, and this is where things got a little bit tricky because I placed some lights. Don't worry, this doesn't glitch out or anything, but I placed some lights, and it was really tricky to kind of line up all the lights, which is probably my fault because I literally have the worst OCD in the world. So yeah, I did want to focus all of the attention on the train, as I mentioned before, and that's why I placed these lights over here so that the trains can be visible at night as well. So that's that. And it does give it a little bit of light at night, but I think because of the fact that we just manipulated these items, it's not working as well as I was kind of hoping it to. But you know what? It's being lit up at night. It looks really great. The Sims can still go where they want to go, and they can see where they want to, you know, whatever they want to see. So it's good. And then finishing off by adding in these hedges and just, yeah, keeping the landscaping really formal and straightforward. Nothing too crazy, but still continuing on with the whole industrial aspect of this build and all that good stuff. So yeah, just trying to get an overview of what else that I need. Pretty much the last couple of things that I am going to place are some signage. So I had to convert this building into a retail first to have access to those name plates and stuff that came with Get to Work. And I also went ahead and used these advertisement menu things, menu like options, I guess, to kind of make it more of like a commercial establishment. And this detail I really like in particular because it kind of looks like a vintage diner because of the lettering that they have for this particular like typography. Ooh, I'm getting so technical. But yeah, I really like it, and I think it does complete the look of the venue. Very vintagey, and the second you see it, you automatically know that it is a retail venue. Really cool place to be. So yeah, that is going to be it for the speed builds part of this video. I'm gonna go ahead and cut into the floor plans. As you guys can see, nothing much to see because this building only has one floor, but there you go. You can see like the layout and the circulation of the Sims as they use this as a bar venue. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up my commentary for this video right here and leave you guys to appreciate the rest of the video, okay? Once again, please don't forget to hit that like, favorite, and subscribe button if you enjoyed watching the speed builds because it really does help out this channel a lot. You all have an awesome day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye!